as the slide says, 2 billion people were on the web in 2011, but there were 1 trillion connected objects. 1 trillion, right? I don't know how many zeros that is, it's a lot. But all of those devices are generating information, all of those people are generating information, and it's all going somewhere. And the problem is the programs that we've used for years on computers, whether it's the smartphone you have in your hand or the PC you might have at home, the programs that were written were done in a way that they have to process all the data. So for your bank account, your bank, right? The bank has a certain order of processing, and it will process all of the information it has. It will process all of the deposits first, and then it will process all of the withdrawals second. Because they know if they do them in the reverse order, sometimes it can cause a problem, right? So everything gets done, you know, kind of linearly. It's very deterministic on how things happen. The problem is when you get to the amount of data that's being generated, you have to start using new approaches. And those approaches are probabilistic, right? So what's the pattern that exists in the information as opposed to processing all of the information, right? So that's what you're looking for. So what we're trying to do is use something called analytics as a translator to look for patterns in all of this information. And that's really what this whole next wave of computing is going to be all about. Massive amounts of information being collected and connected together, and then programs that are based on statistics, math, are going to be used to look for patterns that can start to define what might be happening, right? It's very different than the way we've traditionally used computers. But humans can't process all of that information. Traditional computers and traditional computer programs can't process that amount of information. So you have to look for the statistical sampling that represents a pattern, right? And from that pattern, you can start to decide actions. You can decide how to treat a patient. You can decide how you want to deploy resources like your police force. You can decide how to deploy your marketing dollars, right? So what we're starting to also find out is that this pattern here is the underpinnings of everything, right? Whether you hear people talk about smart electrical grids, connecting up sensors on all of the electricity systems so they know how much power is being produced, how much power is being transmitted, how much power is being consumed.